Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader, your guide to a clearer perspective. I've got a message for Taurus today, and to let you know how this works, I've asked my guides in spirit to bring a message through the cards that will be deeply helpful for you as you progress and advance on your spiritual path this week. So, Taurus, we've got some things to talk about. We have the Eight of Cups for the energy that the universe sends you. Now, this is not a light card. So with this card, they're telling me that we're talking about every single negative, unhelpful pattern you have, you're being asked to leave. Every single one of them. This is tough, right? Because some of these might be very deep rooted. Some of these may be karmic. Some of these may be they're really down in there. They've got a really firm hold on you. And I know that, we on the spiritual path are always looking to get rid of this, but there's a finality with this card. They're saying, give this up once and for all. You've been struggling for a long time. You've been working on these for a long time. You've just got to pull the plug. And we've got the Hanged Man for the energy that you respond with. This is a very uncomfortable feeling card right now. His expression isn't great. He's just kind of like, what's happening to me? So there's a discomfort with one kind of giving up control, giving up the identification with some of these patterns, but also a discomfort in not knowing what's next. Who am I without these patterns? How do I even identify myself? How do I show up? And it's weird because even though these patterns are not helping, and they're not helping, you've seen over and over they're not helping, it's somehow a defining part of your world, whether it's a familiar thing that or something that you can call part of yourself, or just something that is not new, right? It's something that we know. And even though what we know is not helpful to us, we're just really wanting to hold on to it very strong. So, like I said, there's a discomfort in letting go. I don't feel that you're closed to this idea, but understand that it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to feel like your whole world is literally turned upside down, just like this figure here. So let's look at the rest of this story. And I realized I forgot to draw you an advice card, so we'll just do that on the fly. We've got the 10 of 10, the wheel, the 10 of 10, the Queen of Cups. I love these cards together. And then we've got the Two of Swords. So what we were talking about before with kind of not being sure where all of this leaves you, when you drop all that stuff, when you drop all that junk, who are you, where are you? That's what you're feeling right now. This Two of Swords. Do I go the old way? I'm just randomly picking a path. Do I go the old way? Do I go the new way? I really don't know. I know that the old way gets me into a problem, but I like the old way kind of because it's so familiar and I know it so well. The new way, I just don't know where it's going to lead. I don't know who I'm going to be, and I don't know what to do. So the message of this card by itself, because we've got your senses shut off, it's talking about looking inside. And what I love about this is when you look inside, it's amazing. Behind the scenes is yourself, your higher self, your guides, whatever you believe is on the other side on your team. It's trying to turn for you. It's trying to shift for you. It is already living in a reality where those negative patterns are gone, where you're more expanded and where you're able to attract everything that you've been looking to attract. It's already living there. What it needed from you was to drop that stuff, because that stuff was clogging up the wheel. So I'm trying to, or cogging up the mechanism. When something is well greased, when a machine is well greased, it turns and it flows, right? I'm thinking of like an old-fashioned clock. But when there's something in the mechanism, like a little pebble or something, everything jams up. That's what those negative patterns were doing for you. But your soul is already shifting. It's already moving this. And when you are able to connect inside, like this Queen of Cups is doing, then you actually get a sense of that. You get a sense that, oh, wait a second, part of me has already moved on. My higher self has already moved on. They've left these patterns behind. My higher self doesn't even really know what these patterns are. It kind of looks at them going, well, what is that? How could we hang on to that? And that's the point. When you drop this stuff and you look back at who you were, you're going to kind of be like, I was holding on to that. I was keeping that as part of my identity. I really thought that was important. It's almost like you're going to be incredulous and you're going to kind of laugh at yourself like, really? Was that really it? So, strong message here with these two cards that your intuition, paying attention to what's inside, the true self, and really receiving that energy is very important this week. Looking within is always important, right? But the trick here is that when you look in, you're actually looking at yourself in a different dimension. You're looking at the self that has already moved on, that has already become that higher, bigger, truer, more real self than the old self that's held up by these little patterns. And it's so, so close. I see this right now. It's almost like the two realities are on top of each other. So the reality that this card represents, the forward shifted reality, away from all those old patterns, it's like right on top of us. But we're like phase shifted, like half a phase off because of looking back and of thinking that we have to keep identifying with these patterns and really just being unwilling to cut the cord. We've got these swords here talking, and swords are always cutting, right? So they're already on top of each other, these two different realities. It's just a matter of correcting the phase so that it's aligned. And I'm really curious to see what the advice is. So let's draw a card right now. Put these down and grab this one. Okay, 9 of Wands. So this is really interesting because there's a double advice with this. This is saying hold firm, but be careful what you're holding firm to. Are you holding firm to the stuff that makes you infirm? You see how he's wounded? So infirmity is kind of a wound. So are you holding on to the things that are infirm, the things that are not good for you, the things that make your soul sick, that things that just don't work out for you, Taurus, the things that aren't right for you? Are you holding on to those, or are you holding firm to that new reality that you're sensing through your intuition? That's the question. And either way, this is going to be a battle for you, because if you're holding into that reality that's already shifted forward for you, this wheel card, if you're holding on to that, you are going to have some attacks from your ego. But look at this. We've got 8 wands that are attacking you. And we started this reading talking about 8 cups that you're leaving behind. All right. And funny, they're both holding staffs, right? So your staff is that connection to your higher self, to your true self, the thing that supports you. Just hold firm to that. Know that you're going to get some opposition, but you know what? It never hits you. It never actually touches you. All right. So hold firm to that inner self, that higher self, that truer self. And this is all going to move quicker than you think. So as always, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you feel like leaving one, or if you've got questions, please reach out. And I invite you to check out my website, trueguidancetarot.com. If you're looking for more specific personal guidance, that might be a great place to start. So either way, I'll look forward to seeing you next week on True Guidance Tarot. Have a great day.